Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast, where we explore the diverse set of skills that can be applied across various industries and professions. Each episode will deep dive into the world of transferable skills, discussing topics like communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and more. Join us as we speak with experts in different fields and share stories of individuals who have successfully transferred their skills from one industry to another. Whether you're a recent grad, a mid-career professional, or someone looking to make a career change, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's discover how you can leverage your existing skills to excel in any industry. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast. This is your host, Dr. Leland, a serial educator, an opportunities designer, and a compassionate leader. Hello, am I on mute?
Nope.
You guys can hear me?
Yep.
Yay! Okay, so sorry, everyone. Usually I have my own spiel, but today is not the day. This is called authenticity of social media, okay? And literally, I'm in my car. I was driving to actually drop off my husband's car for a service. And in California, traffic is real. Like 20 miles will take you an hour and a half. So an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. So that's where I'm at. Anyway, but nothing's going to stop us. Like, what? Sia is not running the show today. What? What? So we're going to talk about social media. We're going to talk about authenticity. And we have a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and just start. Let's introduce this way. So we're going to start from Mike to Sia to Raquel. If nobody knows me in Sia, Raquel, or Mike's channel, because I know you guys have their own and you might get, forwarded. My name is Constance Leland. Most people just call me Dr. Leland, or CJ would be fine. I am a professor. I love to teach. I've been doing it for 10 years. I love leveling up everyone. That's how I came up with my business called Level Up Academy, because I'm taking everyone pretty much who wants to level up and have professional development to the next level using theory and marrying it with transferable skills, because we all know when you're in real life, you don't have, hey, is it A or B or all of the above, right? You can't. You got to show your mad skills out there. So I'm going to teach you those mad skills called soft skills that we're all missing. I actually have a lot of things prepared for you guys, but obviously I don't have a laptop, right? I'm on my cell phone, for goodness sake. But there was a lot of information when it comes to social media, the pros and cons of it, right? How to be authentic when everything is like an Instagram model, everyone is perfect, everyone is rich when they're not, everyone is poor when they're not. Chaos. This is my chaos. My daughter's hiding. She's hiding in there. But anyhow, let's go ahead and start with Mike. Mike, introduce yourselves.
Hey, Constant or CJ. It's funny seeing Sia not working. You should put her to work. That's what she likes. Yeah.
I do have admin access. I am working.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's not pushing buttons yet, but she will.
She hadn't figured out how to make my face better yet, but she's working on it, right? All right. Look at Raquel. Your face is fine. Yes, I think so. Is this where I do the 20-year thing? It's not, is it?
Not yet. No, just introduce yourself
Okay.
first.
Mike Asherbranner, known as the Pro Business Mechanic for the LinkedIn and the branding and business coaching for entrepreneurs, people who are stuck or not sure how to do it. They want to do something. They want to start a part-time business, whatever. I help those folks because no one has screwed that up longer and more than me. So I am the don't do that guy. I save you a lot of time. Also known as the Redneck Financial Coach, which was my main business that does go back almost 20 years ago. So whether it's helping people do better, reach financial freedom, whether it's helping them grow their business or all the above, just to have a better quality of life, leave a legacy, and be happy while they're doing it. Enjoy their work, enjoy their life. That's how I discovered to build this community. It was by accident or incident. I didn't plan on it, but hey, wrapping this up, here's how I got started. Here's me. Imagine you're in an industry where you're regulated. You can't talk about what you do, and no one wants to hear about it anyway. Yeah, nobody wants to choose that on career day, right? So that's how I ended up figuring out and learning from unexpected people how to build this amazing community where I have now have the benefit of people like you and Sia and Raquel and so many that I outsource my weaknesses to, and all boats are rising, and it's been amazing. So that's my story and intro in a nutshell. Just blessed to help people and be surrounded by such good people.
Awesome. Now it is Sia's turn.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Wait, what?
Good. It's tired. It's Friday.
That's kind of loud, isn't it? All right. So, hello, everybody. My name is Sia. Wouldn't want to be ya. And I've heard it all before. So if you come up with something new, I would greatly appreciate it. I am the founder of Brilliant Beam Media. And basically, I am a digital content strategist and producer. So not only do I have my own shows, aka live streams and podcasts, but I also create for clients. So my background is years in technology sales and hospitality, and with a good little smidge of run in IT recruitment. And overall concert goer, music lover, and if anyone wants to humor me with non sequiturs, that's my jam. That's me in a nutshell.
Awesome.
I'm excited to be here, everybody.
All right. Well, hola, everybody. My name is Raquel Flores, and otherwise known as Raki on LinkedIn. And so, yes, just wonderful to be seeing familiar faces and individuals who I highly admire. So, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be here, CJ. So, a little bit about me. I've been on LinkedIn for about 9 months now, and got on this platform never really expecting how resonating my brand would be with individuals. So I help healthcare professionals, right, and advocates. That's my background. But from that, it stemmed into something different. So I know we're going to get into the topics as we move through the show. But I really genuinely love authentic communities, and authenticity for me is extremely essential and important. So that's why for me, it's like, okay, we need to talk about this. But helping building communities, helping individuals collaborate and connect in a genuine way, that is one of my specialties. Besides that, just making people like stand out with their personal brands, helping them stand out, and growing. Obviously, everybody's on LinkedIn to be able to grow, right? Whether that's growing followers, growing the community, growing in business, etc. So yeah, it's a little bit about what I do, and a little fun facts about Raquel. I speak 4 languages. I love salsa dancing, and I'm from El Salvador. So but yeah, we'll find out a little bit more.
Okay, now I want to know where Mike is from and where Sia's from, because Raquel just started that. Go ahead, Mike, your turn. Actually,
Hey, let me spoil it for you.
No, let's go ahead and start the conversation while you're at that. Go back 20 years of your life and how you got here today, plus where you're at right now. And how many languages do you speak, Mike?
Oh, good Lord. All right, first of all, Sia's from Florida, so I stole her thunder. She's Floridian. Okay, I learned the hard way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a great story. See, look at her face. Oh, my gosh, this is so much fun. All right. So, I mean, look, long story short, if I ever had one, that's a lie. Um, I we're talking about authenticity and community, right? So, honestly, I just never fit in. Never fit into anything. I tried to fit in. Talk about banging a square peg in a round hole. Way worse than that. And so all my life I try to fit in. It's part of why, if I'm being real and honest, why I started on the fire department. I'm an overly educated pink neck. So pink neck, I put redneck because I'm about 51% redneck. But I grew up both urban, suburban, rural. And overly educated. I have 2 college degrees. Don't use any of them. And I did what I was supposed to do. So 20 years ago, I got a job. I worked hard, went to school, did my best, and that was supposed to be an American dream, right? That's what they tell us. That's what we see. And longer story shorter, my wife and I bought our first starter home. I graduated. I was working a crappy job at night shift, doing the best I could. Well, I had ended up filing bankruptcy, and that's what led me into financial industry because the guy built crappy homes. The foundations were crumbling all over the city, and there was no recourse. So that was the culmination, CJ, of my hard work. doing everything I was supposed to do to be successful, ended up losing my home, being miserable, and my ambition was gone. Um, so that's, fast forward to COVID, and I'm in the financial industry. I'm helping other people. I'm feeling good about myself. And then COVID hits. I can't go out and play anymore, right? We can't go and talk to people. So I did what most people late 30s, 40 and up. We went on LinkedIn and social media, spammed and pitch slapped with a P, pitch slapped everybody. Um, and it didn't work, but I didn't know what else to do. So that's where my receding hairline came from. But yeah, yeah. So the middle part is from the kids. This is from pitch slaps. All right, so don't do it for your hair. But what happened was, is I met a guy um, about 16 months ago, and it was like Wizard of Oz. I knew him. I've been online. I've been on LinkedIn. It was the same old story. It was just a big old resume back in 2003 and stuff. But this guy taught me stuff that, like, I wanted to attract people. I wanted people to know who I was. I didn't know how to do it because if I go out and sell and talk to people, especially about money, they didn't want to hear that. I just look like everybody else trying to sell something. So, wrapping this up, how this Hounds community and the live stream and all these things, and me teaching LinkedIn growth and business growth and all that, it happened because I wanted to make friends. And so I was meeting people like Sia and Becky and Raquel, right? They were great people. They did the best. They were honest. They were great. But they only had 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 followers. They didn't know what they were really doing here. So instead of talking about money, guess what I talked about? Talked about how to grow. I'm like, well, if I can grow, I know they can grow without the restrictions and taboo subject. And guess what happened? They kicked my butt. I mean, if you don't believe it, look over there at Miss Raquel, rolling my R's. She kicked my butt, and that's when I knew that, wow. So when I just put people in a group, I loved on them. I helped them through whatever they were dealing with. Constance, CJ, I dealt with their divorce issues and self-esteem issues, same stuff that I've dealt with. People putting them down, not having confidence, right? And guess what? As time went on, as different things changed, guess who they came to for business? Yeah, this guy. And I realized, hey, when people know, like, and trust you, and they're the type of people that really resonate with that, they love that crew relationship, that upper echelon of that. They want that kind of, what's it called, redneck Camelot, right? This whole utopian ideal of having great friendships and doing business and all boats rise. I had no idea. I just kept going forward. And then people let me know. They responded to that. They said, man, this is great. They referred me. They advocate. I got beat up on a live stream. I met Sia. Uh, I went under her wing. She closed the wing. She taught me how not to suck on live streams. And now I'm okay, right? I do well. Uh, so the whole progression is that's what the Hounds is about. That's what I'm about when I coach people to grow. It's not just LinkedIn. It's your mindset. It's cutting out the bull stuff. It's about being happy and doing something every single day that you can be proud of and that helps pay it forward. And I'm just sick and tired of people beating up on others. I created this to help more people feel safe and feel like they can belong, they can make mistakes, that they're not going to be shunned and laughed at. And when I'm the leader, they believe it, right? Like you see me over at Porky Pig, half the show still goes well. And I want that. I want to set the bar. And last comment, the fact that I've attracted all these amazing winners, people like you, CJ, Sia, Raquel, all the people in the comments, that's how I know I'm on the right path. So appreciate the opportunity. That's what I'm about. That's my long story in a tinier nutshell. Hope that wasn't too long.
No, I actually love it. But first of all, can you guys hear me? Like literally
Yes.
I ran. Being authentic, we gotta go with the flow.
Correct.
I mean, this is pretty cool. I went from mobile to here, walking around my house. I'm like, get off. My dog was jumping. So this is great. But what I really love about that is that you attract what you give, Mike. Does that make sense? And the reason that I even talked to you, and it's so funny you said redneck, because when my husband, he gets mad, his neck goes red too. I'm like, are you a redneck? He gets so mad. I mean, he's like, shut up. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm
That's
just gonna go to my room now. But it's funny because you celebrate it, and he's like, no, that's not it. But you give so much to people. You give them inspiration. You give them hope. And you really truly believe in the community. And what people that are watching who are also in the community is that what you don't see behind closed doors is that we do cheer each other. we do celebrate each other, and we do get busy. Like, we have full-time jobs. FYI, I do sleep. For those of you that DM me, do you sleep? Yes. But at the same time, I sleep kind of small amounts, and I take naps in between, because that's just who I am, and I function like that for years. But I have a full-time job. But I love, you guys inspire me so much that I'm so enjoying my path on LinkedIn. And Mike actually was so funny. He's like, CJ, have you been in LinkedIn a while? I'm like, yeah, because I had like maybe 500, I think, friends at that time. I'm like, I'm not really active. I'm not motivated. I'm doing some other projects. But then Raquel came on and Sia came on, and it just makes you feel good in a community that you feel supported. And I'm glad you started the Hounds. Don't make me howl though. Sia, your turn. 20
Yeah,
years, man.
no.
20 years.
Yeah, no, look, I think the whole idea around live streaming and, branding yourself for personal branding or business branding really ultimately is as how are you standing apart from your industry peers, right? I'm not saying competition, I'm saying industry peers. And in this post-pandemic world, so much of our relationships are having to be formulated remotely through two dimensions, right? And so I think having this conversation, I'm really glad, and thank you so much for having us on, Constance, is, the fact that, it is a fact of life. LinkedIn is a social media platform. It is centered around business. So, people in bathing suit pictures, if you want to post those, that's your prerogative. Just understand, to what end are you posting that picture and to what purpose, right? If it's just to get followers, you'll definitely get followers. If it's going to give you revenue, like as in people are going to hire you and trust you because they're like, oh, look, there's Mike on his, boogie board, barely topless there. Is that something where you're going to trust that, know, like, and trust someone? So it's really interesting that, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because there's a big debate, right? Are we doing social media, this type of authenticity? Is it really authentic if we're chasing algorithm numbers, or if we're chasing vanity metrics, or are we doing it for our actual purpose, which is, I don't know, get business from each other, or not get business, grow business with one another? And I think that's where the Hounds of Business and what Mike's cultivating is so vastly different than any other networking group that I've seen on LinkedIn. It's completely different. Testimonial, look at all the people that are commenting right now, right? Every single one of these people in some capacity are actually doing business with one another. That's freaking amazing, especially when it's cross industry and cross region geography, etc. So that's kind of like how I see and feel how this all's like really amazing and panning out. I mean, Raquel and Mike, and I mean, Constance, we met because of this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sorry if you allow me to interject, but yes, I mean, I'm glad that you brought that up, how we met, because that's a prime example of how this, how we're like woven in interconnected in some way, but we just don't see it, right? The beauty and the magic of actually belonging in a platform that it's supposed to be for that networking, right? But the people are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk, or I'm afraid, I'm like, they're not gonna bite. You just start talking, start genuinely, authentically wanting to, establish that rapport. But people automatically, like Mike said earlier, they just go straight for the pitch slapping because they lack those skills, the simple kindergarten skills, as Mike likes to say. But it is the reality. It is so true. It's more than anything for me is I always ask the clients, my clients, why are you on LinkedIn? Why are you on social media, right? What is it? What is the message that you're trying to send it to your audience? So that usually takes them aback though, because I'm just like, if you're there to sell, if you're there to, I mean, I don't know, why are you on LinkedIn? It's either to hire someone, it's either you're looking for a job, or you're selling something, correct? Or you're providing a type of service. But so at the end of the day, though, is that who you are? Is that what you're wanting to project? Is that what is it? Why are you on LinkedIn? So whenever people feel so bombarded with these questions, they start questioning themselves like, you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. And they get freaked out. But I'm like, it's okay. not everybody knows how to leverage these type of platforms in social media, period, in general, right? But I'm so glad that you brought that up, Sia, because the point that I'm making is once you start finding the niche, once you start finding your community or a group of people who are supporting one another without really expecting anything in return, it's like a symbiotic ecosystem. It magically just it starts happening for everyone, and that's what you've seen in the last 6 months, that we done exploded with the hounds. So I'm just proud, and I'm happy, and it's Friday. So
I'm gonna go back to Sia because you still didn't answer my 20 questions over here. 20 years ago, where were you and how did you get here?
Oh, girl, 20 years ago. Why did you got to document that? So I was at a cybersecurity company called SonicWall, and it used to be part of Dell. They got respun back off, but yeah, I was in the Bay Area. It was a very close call. I was in between gigs. Actually, wait, no, 2002, 2003. I was already working at SonicWall, but I was very close to moving back to Southern California, where I'm from. And something told me, take the job at SonicWall, take the job at SonicWall. And I ended up meeting my partner there. And we've been together in May. It'll be 21 years. So I'm committable for sure, for sure. There's been plenty of said of what how to describe him, but whatevs. But yeah, no, it just launched my career into tech sales, working at at SonicWall. Moved out to Texas to represent the company, and then from there networked and got an opportunity to work at HP, and which subsequently was called HPE. Worked there for almost 10 years, and then I bowed out in 2017. Lost the passion, and that's the other thing. When you're doing anything in life, you have to know your why. I know it sounds like Simon Sinek, you guys, right? But if you lose your passion for something, try to find something else. Either A, figure out maybe there's other aspects of your life that you could maybe get right and find yourself again and get that passion, flame that back up again, or maybe it's time to move on. And I do firmly believe that with what we're talking about with authenticity is, you got to know who you are, right? I mean, you guys, let's ask this. When we are all on LinkedIn, and I feel like I'm the longest person on LinkedIn, but I've had it since 2008 or whatever, or 7, but earnestly using it probably not till like 2017, probably for me. And it's a totally different website. It's a totally different platform now. But I love it. I think it's a great opportunity.
Good thing I didn't ask you for Friendster or MySpace, those days before Facebook. Just saying it out there for authenticity. 20 years later, still here. I'm just saying there are creeps out there. You gotta be careful. But now it's Raquel's turn for 20 years.
Oh my gosh, girl, I was barely learning English. What in the world? I was like, wait, let me think 20 years ago. No, but for real, I was actually, I was a high schooler, just graduating high school, going on to being the first generation in my family to actually go to college. So, and yeah, I got into one of the best universities in the country. So I'm always going to rep my Texas Aggies. But, I didn't understand back then the power of social media. Back then, we're talking about 2002, 2003, but it never crossed my mind that I would ever be doing something like this, even though at one point I did see myself on stage. I did see myself writing books. I did see myself educating the masses. Education is definitely one of the fundamental and essential things that drives me and really keeps me motivated and to pay that forward for other individuals, especially with women empowerment. Okay. And I know we all feel the same way. That's why we're together. And, but I really never, to be honest with you, I was perfecting my English. I never thought that this would be an opportunity for me. And I'm excited just saying that, I'm unleashed this year and just seeing the possibilities that this could lend itself to, or like all the endless possibilities. I'm getting philosophical here. But to be honest, no, at that point, I was never thinking about this. I was doing my own thing in college, traveling the world as much as I could, opening my eyes to what's out there, right? And now, taking those experiences and really saying, and I can happily and proudly say, I have many best friends around the world because of that experience that I had in college, right? So to me, LinkedIn being a global platform, it really lends itself to being kind of like, how can we amass what we know, concise with our talents, pair it up with other individuals who are talented in their own industries, and just, create something that will impact the world in a positive way. So there you go.
Wow. Now you're telling me when you said I was trying to speak English, I'm like, did I already pass that stage? Probably. Okay, I have one funny story. One of my best friends were all in, it's called ELD, English Language Development, before it became ESL, English as a Second Language. That's how old I am when it comes to learning English. And there's a spelling. Okay, I'm going to spell it. It's Laugh. You know what that word is, right? Laugh, right?
Yeah.
My teacher were like, oh, this is our third week of learning English. And we were like so excited. And that was the word for the day. And my best friend's like, oh, I know how to say that. And the teacher was so excited. And she's like, yeah, say it. And she goes, la, like she was really having, she's like, loud. And everyone laughed so much. And I didn't want to laugh. I'm like, wait, I thought that's how you say it too. So I was guilty. She's like, loud, like, with the GH. Everyone was laughing. But when they laughed at her, I didn't laugh because I thought it was that way too. And I'm like, maybe it was laugh something. And she cried. She cried because in her moment, she was so excited to learn that language. And when you say English, like, learning English, I was like, I have so many funny stories with that. But 20 years ago, I was single, like running around, and now I'm married, 2 kids. And here we are. But I want to go back and Sia, you weren't here, but Raquel and I were talking about there's so many people doing streaming and podcasting. And now we're talking about tools, but I also want to put it out there that I know some of you guys or whoever it is that you've seen do podcasts. And I'm so excited to learn from everybody. I really love learning. So I like to listen. But what I have noticed out of the 5 that I watch, I've only learned something from one of that. I wasted 4 hours of my life, literally. So my thing is, if you're going to be a podcaster or a streamer, please don't give the rest of us a bad name, right? Please take your due diligence to really craft and highlight, again, back to Sia, of why. Why are you doing it? And what are you giving value to the community, right? Am I going to learn something that is probably the same of what I've learned? It's okay, but you're trying. But don't just randomly for 1 hour talk about nonsense. Seriously, you just wasted 4 hours of my time. And that gives me kind of a deflated feeling. Like, I wonder if people feel like that the same as I did. And all of us here have our own stream. And I don't want us to get a bad name because somebody out there is not doing their due diligence. So I'm begging you guys, if you're doing it, please ask your what and why. Why are you doing? What value are you giving out there? Sia has something to say. Go for it. She's like,
dying.
Oh, no. Look, okay, I'm going to be like a mother. I'm going to be like a mom or grandma. Everyone has their own journeys in life. Everyone has their own personalities. There's a lock for every key, Constance. So maybe for those that are doing their live stream, sometimes we have to give grace. None of us were good on our first episode out. Ask Mike. He was freaking the puck out of Dodge out. Like, hey, am I okay? Am I okay? Now he's TP boy, right? Like, so like he's definitely come into his own. So I think my suggestion is what may be boring to you might be riveting to TP boy over there in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So there are some individuals who aren't progressing, and that is the challenge of it all. But at the same time, that just makes you look better in my book, right? Like, when you care, people notice that. And so, yes, though there is no alcohol in here a lot because it's kombucha, so maybe a little, but, drinking by that fire and having sippy sippies with your friends does not necessarily mean it's going to be a riveting conversation that anyone gives 2 rats, what about, right? But it might be interesting to someone. Who knows? So it just really depends. Like, our personalities, we're all fairly extroverted when it comes to public speaking. It may not be everyone's cup of tea. There might be some individuals who are much more slower cadence, slower vibe, less talk, and maybe more, listening, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, CJ, I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that and say everyone's creations are beautiful, beautiful.
I guess so. I'm fairly structured. So I like to learn things, but when I just hear nothing, like even if you're in a conversation, when you're having, like you guys have a conversation about life, about everything and how to calm and all that. It's just a conversation, but I guess that's me. That's my personality. I like structure and I like to learn things. So when I don't see the first 15 minutes, I'm like, I'm done. I'm out, right? But as far as tools, what kind of tools do you prefer? Because I know people, some will use StreamYard. I use StreamYard and you use Restream. And we had this conversation like, oh, you're only on 2 channels, or I can't even do this and I can post it. The limitation actually is not on the tools. It's actually on me. The limitation was on me because I researched today, and because I'm on not on basic, but like the individual pro, you can only do 5. If you want to do 8 streams, you have to pay more. If you want to do in business, you have to pay more. So what kind of tools do you prefer that is in the budget of like $50 for those who want to do, you know, StreamYard or Restream and make that decision? Where would you want to give them that?
You know, look, here's the thing. So when it comes to live streaming, you really have to understand what exactly is your production value and what's your branding and what can your budget sustain, right? And support. With these streaming platforms like StreamYard and Restream, they offer templates. This is a template that we're looking at right here, right? Now, I do, that's the convenience of it. Now, if you are in video production, there are platforms and software tools that you can actually create your own look and feel. You don't need to rely on the templates, and you can stream on your own. Again, that does require typically a sound or, you know, a person in the back end to manage it for you. And that's where costs start going up, right? Because Restream and StreamYard offers the ability of people like us to like control and change up our, you know, images how we see fit, which is a really great level playing field. But if you, like you, CJ, are very much focused on structure, you do like to have a clean look and feel and all that good stuff, then maybe that's where you put in budget to get maybe a professional to back you up, support you, and all that good stuff. I think it's like if everyone knows anything about technology, if you think about the chip wars, and I know Benita just did a book club reading on that with her live stream on LinkedIn, is, you know, you get Intel and you get AMD competing, going back and forth, and they leapfrog each other back and forth. That's exactly what these types of platforms are doing. So no preference to me. I tell all my clients, whatever you guys like, we can use. It's all good in the hood. It's just preference, right? Restream will allow you to put the chats up into the window. StreamYard does not. However, I just found out that StreamYard has the ability to do custom template design now, which I was like, oh, right when I was about to cancel StreamYard, I was like, son of a sea cook. Okay, let's check this out and see if it's worth it, right? So again, for me as a production agency, like to have that kind of, you know, flexibility, I have no preference. Until they start paying me, I have zero preference.
Yeah, I think for me, I think the Restream, when I looked at it, I love it because Mike actually showed it to me, or was it Raquel saying, oh, it was Raquel, I think, on her first podcast when I was there, where I could actually put it on YouTube or whatever. But StreamYard doesn't allow it, and I didn't know that it doesn't until Sia told me, like, hey, by the way, so if you guys are doing podcasting out there, for the money, for ease, like if you're a beginner, I feel like StreamYard is easier than Restream. I don't know, what is your thoughts on that?
100%. StreamYard is very easy. It's very intuitive. There is less flexibility, but like I said, now they've got this template thing you can move around and do custom. That's really cool. I did, and that's the other thing, you guys. Let's clarify. StreamYard and Restream and the other platforms like that, like Vimeo and all that, they do broadcast to multi-social media platforms. So like YouTube, like Facebook, like TikTok, like Insta, whatever, all that stuff. You can actually stream. All those platforms will support it. The only gotcha is LinkedIn. Right. And this is our bread and butter. This is our target, platform. LinkedIn is very particular. And so there are limitations. Right. And then there are limitations of, Restream will allow you to pair. So like all 4 of us can share like we did, but all the comments are only on that stream that you've connected to. So it looks very odd and it feels like you're talking to yourself. And that's why you'll see any productions I do with Mike and Raquel is you see the stream, the conversation going on the side, and that way everyone that's paired sees their comments are in line with everybody else. It's just not on their direct view. So it's just it's taste, preference, all that good stuff. But the technology itself, straightforward, easy. I do recommend, please get a decent mic if you're going to do it. your video camera and all that stuff. You could use your phone if you want to. You don't have to invest a lot of money to do this. So let me say this one more time, everybody. You do not need to invest a lot in order to have a clean, crisp, presentation. But you do need to invest into a decent mic and headset. Like, it doesn't have to be a can. It could be like that plug-in that you see Mike is wearing. So, my setup is literally now less than $100. So just want to throw that out there.
And
Anna?
I must say though that is true. When I started working with Sia, collaborating, she would say you don't have to spend a bunch of money. Like, do with what you have right now, right? Because like I said, I've never really saw myself doing these type of things in streaming. But now that I see the value in it, I'm like, yeah, well, I want the latest thing. I want a crystal clear image and this and that. And she's like, no. You just do what you got to do with what you have. So eventually, if you can definitely budget and invest in that in the future, then absolutely, why not? Splurge a little. But if the message, the thing at the end of the day is, what is the message you're trying to give across to your audience? What value are you trying to deliver? So at the end of the day, they love you, they resonate with you. It doesn't matter if you have a camera from the 1980s or whatever it is, right? Or the latest tech, or the microphone that is like, you can sing to it and it's a lullaby, or auto tune your voice, who knows? But at the end of the day, if the individuals really loyally care about who you are and your brand, then hey, the blessings will come, right? And the business will come. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what you have. It's just what you're going to put out there. That I think it's the most valuable thing to think about.
That's what I want to talk about. I'm glad you said that. So, Mike, self-branding. How did you start with your self-branding? I know you didn't start with TP and Outhouse. Okay, so talk to me. He's in mute, isn't he?
Yeah, but okay. See, am my mic good now?
No. You need to check your settings, but it's not your regular mic, but you're fine. You sound fine. But you're not using your
Hold
microphone.
on, real quick. I don't want to kill the show. What about now?
There you go.
All right. Hey, fifth time's a charm with me, baby. All right. So, hey, what Raquel just said. All right. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. That mantra is not just some cheesy stuff on a discount fortune cookie, man. That we're putting that into practice. And Sia knows this more than anybody. We're not just a bunch of Care Bears having a good old time. We're a bunch of Care Bears having a good old time making big money. And we have seen an influx of big money and big results in a short amount of time here. So it's not like we're just all a bunch of weirdos. But to answer your question, my brand, look, I did Larry the Cable Guy in reverse. Okay. So this wasn't me saying, I'm going to be a country boy. This was me going, here's what happened. You want to know the real truth? I don't know if I tell anybody this. You ready for this? All right. I hope so. So when I turned 40, all right, not too long ago, I said to myself, I said, you know what? If I can't be myself and be happy and have peace and have meaning and all that stuff, then in my industry, then I'm going to go be a daggum rodeo clown or something I can be successful and easy at, right? Some court jester or, I don't know, some goofiness. And thank goodness that I did that, because I was so busy trying to be what this guy taught me or this person showed me or a good salesperson and all of this. And it drove me insane. And I wasn't happy. I never fit in. I didn't think I could be me. And so I met a guy who taught me to LinkedIn and it got me thinking and, just helping people, making deposits with people, not asking for anything, but sorting out the right people that I knew had good hearts. I could tell. All right, this big old nose, it can sniff out BS and good people. Oh man, like a bloodhound of business. So longer story shorter, the guy, so I went up there in January to March and I was doing a little bit. So the guy told me, he says, hey man, he says, your profile sucks and you're wearing a suit. Why? I'm like, I don't know. That's what dudes in my industry do. We dork it up and we take a bath and that's what we do. He says, is it working for you? Oh, hell no, it ain't doing anything. It's not working at all. He says, so you're a country working class guy. He says, why don't you put that out there? Why don't you show people that and let them know who you are? I said, because it won't work. He said, is it working now? No, it ain't getting anything but hair loss. So I put my hat on. Sia remembers this. I put my goofy hat on, put on my regular stuff, and I took my original cover photo. It should be in a museum one day. So I had to pay for this. I try to take pictures of my redneck buddies, and they're shy. They're like, no, So I spent $35 at the stock photo, and it was two rednecks just having a chat in overalls, and I threw it up there and put redneck financial coach, and guess what happened? It was amazing. No longer, and it didn't like overnight. I didn't get a million clients. What happened is that I no longer talk to people that wasn't a good fit with me. People who would be wasting time. People who are selfish. People who play games. People who are pitch slap. All those people quit. They just, oh, I don't want to talk to him. But an amazing thing happened. People like Sia. All right. People like Dina Letzkowitz, Lucia Cantor, Seda Moore. It was amazing. How could I attract these people? I mean, she left NPR to come on the Hounds of Business. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? So it's in all these people that I mean, look at my audience. The Hounds of Business, they're fancy, right? They're class and they're successful and they come here. And it's amazing. So the branding, I would say I didn't have the courage. I had someone support me. That's why I support other people because he brought out the best in me. And what did I do? I brought out the best in others. And it wasn't extreme branding. It was just permission based. Like, hey, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just in the wrong place or you have some tweaks to make. So it was really empowering people. That was it. It was just helping people. Um, my weaknesses. I'm done trying to fix my weak. I don't have to fix my weaknesses. You know why? I outsource that to CJ, Sia, Raquel, and the rest of the hounds, right? And they do that with me. If I get the big head, I'll get 50 text messages saying, "Hey, knock it off." Right? I don't have to worry about me. I got them. So the branding came from, having to just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I just said to hell with it. And it wasn't easy. It didn't work out perfectly. But boy, life got easier.
Uh, I must say though, that is true. That banner that he had at the beginning when everything started, that is what drew me to Mike. I am not gonna lie. I remember the first message. I was like, "Yo, like I love what you have on your banner." I'm like, "You're like the type of people like I really want to meet." So that's where we started connecting. We started talking, and here we are, man, creating amazing things. Building individuals, just having this community, and that just shows. It goes to show, right, of the amazing that can be created, the magic that of that essence of actually wanting to help individuals and not just be out there. It's like it's about the money, it's about the money, it's that business transaction. Man, if the transaction comes, great, right? Amazing. But when you lead with the heart and when you lead with actually starting wanting to help individuals, then hey, the rest will come. That's just the way I lead by that. And I feel that's how should people do it.
It's refreshing, isn't it, you guys? When you can be like, I'm going to be myself.
Yeah.
Imagine
know?
that.
I know, shocking. And I think, coming out of corporate for me and coming into this entrepreneur world and also, content creation world, in the beginning, like, as Mike likes to say, like, Sia, why do you bathe for other people's shows and not mine? First off, it is, I used to change up my shirt, wear a more professional looking shirt and whatnot. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, you're going to work with me, then you're going to know that I'm not the, bougie type. I'm not going to have designer clothes put on. And you're lucky, if I, bathe and all that good stuff. It's kind of a joke, but not really, everyone. But like put makeup on or wash my face for the show or whatever, right? But again, your tribe, the people that really matter, the people that will do business with you anyway, most likely won't care. Now, granted, please, for the love of God, guys, bathe when you meet people in person. But if you're in your own Stinkovision, like freaking Stinkovision, like who care, people?
Yeah.
But again, that's the whole idea of it though, right? Like, and that's, with your students, Constance, as you are, helping them go into their next field, next phase in life and whatnot, own it, own who you are. In fact, behind me, I have a story around this. I support everybody that's in the LinkedIn, the Hounds Pack, and all that good stuff. There's so many amazing authors who they themselves have so much wisdom to share. Why wouldn't I want to promote them? Why wouldn't I have entrepreneurs that are like, literally congratulations on getting funding and whatnot, right? And grow their business and all that good stuff. And then especially for those in the CPG space, when you got chocolate and that covers yummy fruit and it's fracking I don't know what that's called. She's gonna kill me. Sorry, Annie Wu, but it's like good healthy
Sweet
chocolate,
duet.
right? like go for it, right?
Yeah.
And and then if I could throw my guitar in the mix because I'm all about music and life and love and all that good stuff, then let's do it. Let's celebrate that. So
Yeah,
be
I
yourself,
want
peoples.
I want what your dog was having out there. He was just passed out. Now he got up,
I
but
know,
that's
look,
what I
I
wanted. I
did
wanted him up like that.
it.
Oh, Ripley back there, yeah.
Was so
Yeah.
cute. You don't hear my snory bulldog right now, but you're right. Actually, I get looked differently when I do teach a class because most of my students are military, retired military, so they're much, much older. And I get that look, and I've already had that look. So I always get that imposter syndrome, and I have to have self talk with myself that it's okay. Because I've been told when I actually went to, like, I don't know, almost like 300 to 400 people, I think, at that time. And it's like, what can I possibly learn from her? I go all out, guys. Okay. I didn't even have my lipstick. Okay. I go out. I know you all don't like makeup, but that's just me. I love makeup. I think it's art. Although I can't draw a circle, Johanna's going to have to help me with that for sure.
Right.
My daughter's been trying, and I still can't do circle. Anyhow, I have that imposter syndrome too when I do networking. Like the biggest I've had is 100,000 people. And sometimes when you're in that moment, you're like, oh my God, can I do it? And I'm like, I don't know. CJ, seriously, you were born to do it. If you messed up, so what? What are they going to say? She messed up. Oh, okay. It's not going to kill me. Fine, whatever. Right. So I have that kind of attitude. And I think for me, it was really hard because I had to self-brand myself so many times. When I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, even got my doctorate degree, I couldn't get a job. Couldn't get a job. Not even like, it's not like I'm going to clean because I'm not very good at cleaning either. So I'm like, I couldn't get a job. It's not happening. I'm going to be a bad maid. I'm going to be been fired. So I couldn't. So that gets you to that level of like, how do I self-brand myself? Right. And you have this support of this group in the house, and I can't talk about it enough, that like my husband even said, who's Mike? Who's Mike? Like I'm hearing his name a lot. Like, and I see text. I was like, husband, here, you want to see Mike? You really want to see Mike? And I give him Mike. He's like, so where does Mike live? And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know where Mike lives. I know where Sia lives because I give her stuff, And it's because I talk a lot about you guys outside of this, because I really feel that I love the collaboration. Like Janice, I love it. Stephanie, I love it. And I only got that from Raquel's show, right? And all of these people that I'm meeting from the Hounds, it's really, social media to me is network. When you hear the word network, it's not mean like or comment, guys. It means really chat with someone, getting to know them. Self-branding to me means, what are you passionate about, and bring the best out of yourself. And I know I hear this from Lachelle too, like collaboration over competition. And that is so true. We are basically doing our own thing, but at the same time, we're doing the same thing. Does that make sense? Like we promote each other, but we're doing different things. What do you think about that, Mike? What do you think self-branding is all about, since we're almost coming to the end? What do you believe self-branding is about? Mute again, sir.
See, monkey with a keyboard. Dig all right. So it's weird having Sia not catch all my goofiness. So all right, yeah. Dadgummit. Wrong show. Yeah, self-branding, there's so many schools of thought, and I'm not an academic on this, but it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't. I've seen some of the best. I mean, Becky Wolf comes to mind. There's nothing, no dog and pony shows, dancing monkeys. There's nothing, crazy, but she's killing it, and she's killing it because she's consistent, and she became her best self. She's improved upon her foundation, and I think honestly, most of the people I talk to, and the people maybe listening or watching, you're not as bad as you think. I think a lot of times we get in our own head. And so I would encourage people to do this. If try this exercise, because CJ, you're all about like hands-on. That's why I love you, because you're not just an academic and doctor. You do real stuff, and you push people up, and that's what caught my attention. You had a brand new person, a student, and you gave her a platform, and I got to come in there and make her all smiley. All right. So brand is more than just an image. It's more than just what you put on paper and website. It's more than what you just put on. It's actually a trail of who you are and what you consistently do, in my opinion. And so I would give everybody this tip. Think of yourself in your brand and what's happening, you're trying to attract, right? Attract and repel, right? So I used to be a dog catcher, pitch slap. Now I'm a bug zapper. I don't send a connection request. I don't send a message. I just do things to make the right people come to me, right? Chimpanzees like bananas. So I just carry around bananas because I'm trying to catch some chimpanzees. It's really that easy. Okay.
Oh,
So I would ask yourself,
Mike.
this question. All
I'm
right.
sorry,
Well, rats
Marie.
like cheese too.
I'm
So
Just
I would ask
Mike.
yourself this question. All right. Think of yourself like the post office. It doesn't make the mail. We're not going to make anybody like us because of our brand. That's just never going to happen. All right. And if you do it, it's fake and not authentic, and it sucks. Don't do it. Uh, but if you practice your what you're doing, your brand, and everything you're communicating, if you're doing your best to sort people, right? Sort. Hey, now, later, never. Now, later, never. That's going to be a whole lot better because I think a lot of us say, well, 50% didn't like me. 50%, dude, if I get half percent, that's more than I ever could need and want or imagine. So I think perspective of how do I become my best self? How do I clearly communicate? And then when someone rejects you, be happy because that was going to be a long pain in the butt. And the money you were going to make is not going to compensate for your hair loss. Okay. So just keep that in mind. That's my best advice. And if you need help, shameless plug on branding, or you want to put yourself out there and you need a training ground, come see me. Come see the hounds. Come see these ladies. We'll put you out there, man. We'll put you up and push you up. And yeah, that's what we're about. That's the brand. We're pushing people up. And if you're here to do otherwise, you're not going to last. This is a well organized wolf pack, not a pack of hyenas. So be clear
I
about
love
that.
that and
You took
inspire.
the whole zoo you brought out, Mike. Oh my God. But see, this is the other thing, right? You remember, and I think this goes, sorry, Sia, if I skipped you, but it's just, I'm following the comment that Mike just said. It's leaving that impression, that lasting impression on somebody. It's how you make them feel. That is what I truly believe is the essence of a personal brand, or branding in itself. But to me is, if I can go in there and actually leave the person in a better state than when I met them, I've done my job. If I've helped them in a way that they, it's like unlock something in their potential. Everybody has great potential. It's just that, we're scared, and we all respect that, right? But there comes a point in life where that fear, it's like the courage has to outweigh the fear, the courage of actually making that leap and saying, man, there was better stuff here. I don't know what I was scared about. Everybody can be great. Everybody may not be for video. Everybody may not be for, pictures. Everybody may not be for doing live streams. But at the end of the day is, you are not horrible. You won't suck as much as you think you will. And I learned this. I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't register well on video. I don't do this. I don't do that. But you know what? The desire that I've had for so many years to actually sit in front of a camera and say, I want to be able to educate individuals. I want to be able to help and give to the world. That is the courage that it took for me to stand up for myself and do this for me, right? Because I knew that that's what was going to take in order for me to start impacting in a bigger scale. So to Mike's point, it is about that feeling. Personal branding for me, branding in itself, just social media in general. If you are out there to make a difference and to help individuals, then pick your lane. Do it. Obviously, being authentic to you and honestly honest to yourself, because you have to sleep with yourself at the end of the day. You have to be with your own thoughts. And if it makes you feel good that you actually did it, then amen. You found that purpose and you found the way that you're supposed to go. But if it doesn't, keep trying. It's not failures, only lessons learned. So,
Sia?
Okay, I've just got to add one thing to that, which is, look, peoples, we are so in our own fracking heads of our own personal dramas. Ain't no one paying attention to your foibles. I assure you, no one gives two rats, you know what, about your, oops, did I say of instead of from? Oh no, did I not bathe today when I should have bathed today? Oh no. So look, I think of our circle, I'm like the less mushy, but look, get up and just do it, right? Okay, because no matter how much you fall and fail, okay, yeah, you might have little cuts and bruises here and there, but you know what, when you're with the right group of people, they will catch you. maybe afterwards, maybe they might fall, after you fall, they might point and laugh, a little bit, but they will come and pick you up. The right people will come and pick you up. The right people will not say, why did you, lean all the way to the right? Like, or whatever, right? No one gives a rat's. So just rest assured, everyone, try something new. It's okay. It's like trying new foods. Okay. It won't, well, unless you're allergic, it won't kill you to try new things. So, that's kind of my encouragement to everybody is, try, if there's multiple facets to your personality, lean into that. Lean into the fact that you've got a lot of different interests. Lean into the fact that your circle of friends have a lot of different interests. Lean into the fact that your collaboration with one another can actually bolster each other into new stratospheres. And that's why, I keep talking about light and shining your Care Bear power stair together. It's because, you know what? The more power that we have to share with one another, we can help even shine light to maybe helping to really get to your true authentic self. Maybe we don't even know that. And that's okay too, right? We help you get there. So
yeah.
I think of you guys, like the three of you, when you were thinking, I think of WTF. Don't, it's not even a curse, Sia. Don't even. Not even a curse, okay? When you guys were talking about that, I'm about to prepare. Actually, I have a presentation have to do on person tomorrow with Sandra. I was thinking of WTF, and WTF is not what you think it is. W means words, right? The words that you say sometimes can cut 1,000 more pain than you're nonverbal sometimes. The words just cut into pieces, right? So you have to be careful with your words. But we're also human beings. So we say things we don't mean at the moment. So, but words can mean a lot to somebody. Like, for example, Susanna right now. And I love Susanna. I want to give you a shout out because I almost cried reading your, like, I already know, but I almost cried reading your testimonial story. And it's so beautiful and it's so inspiring. And I'm so glad that I met you through the Hounds, because there are a lot of people out there that don't have the courage to do it. And for the fact that you got reborn and you keep saying this face is 2.5 years old, like even my heart right now just keeps fluttering. Like, I'm super happy that you have found the courage, because it's not about you now. It's about the world that you're encouraging and you're inspiring. So I think of W as words, those types. Like, and then T is your thoughts, whatever you're thinking, like you guys were talking about. I have that all the time. Like when I'm teaching class, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with accounting today? Debits, credits. Wait, what's the exam? It's the thoughts that what you believe is attainable for you, right? Your thoughts is either going to be for you or against you. You got to be careful on what you put on your head, right? Yep. And then what Raquel is saying with feelings, right? Some feelings you have are non-negotiable. And some feelings you have, you're like, whatever, don't matter, right? So that's what I think of WTF, guys. Not the other way around, but words, thoughts, and feelings. Because I already told you I'm a structured person, so I'll always give you some mnemonic stuff, like for real. That's just how I roll. Any last minute, anything that you would like people to know in terms of authenticity and social media?
Well, I wanted to add, just, based on what you just said, that WTF, word, thoughts, and feelings, I believe that once you find that community that really does nurture and really propels you to the next step and levels you up, you will know, because it's like you open like these gates and all these positive things just start coming to you. And then you start doubting yourself. You're like, wait, what's going on? Like, do I deserve this? The imposter syndrome comes in. So it's one of those beautiful things, right? You start receiving it, you're like, but I'm not worth it. And that's another talk, right, for another day. But I wanted to just say, to the level of 6 months ago, we just started this thing, and Mike really just started propelling on this thing, to fast forward to next week. We have something major that is going to happen. Many people don't know about it, but I'm just so excited. I get emotional when I start thinking about it, because it's like it's a consummation of things that are going to happen that day. Next week, of the hard work, of the tears, the struggles, but also the joys and the wins of all that hard work that we've attained. So, with that said, I just want to say, Mike, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on? Maybe tell people,
please.
Yeah, so I have seen people for over a year connect in the hounds and meet up in person. Tons of people meeting in person, stopping by, taking little pictures and sending it to me. And I'm finally going to Dallas, April 10th to the 17th,
Oh,
where
goody.
where I have been working out with the awesome Michael Gale, so I can pick up Sia and rock her like a itty bitty baby for the first
I want to
time.
say
I
this.
cannot wait. And two things are gonna happen. You're gonna find out that I'm like an ant. You see an ant carry a big twig and wonder how? Yeah, you're gonna see me, little stick man, pick up a grown woman, and then you're gonna see me get my butt kicked. So you don't want to miss the hounds on the Wednesday was the
I'll be
15th.
there to record everything too. I'll be there.
It's not next week, kids. It's a week after.
I said 15th. Okay.
But yeah.
But hey, yeah. Look, final thoughts.
Wait, you're gonna take off your
and
hat?
look,
Are you gonna take off your hat then when you pick up Sia or what? No?
well, it's probably gonna get punched off my face. I might glue it. It's got a chin strap here. There we
Oh,
go. I'll tighten this bad boy up.
oh
So
my
good idea. There we go.
No, it's none of that.
Sia
It's a
proof.
lot of love. There's a lot of love
Yeah,
in
me
this
too.
community, in this group, but it's just so exciting to see that into fruition. You know, it's just an idea and then actually a concept, and then we're actually, this is the beauty of it, right? Not to digress, but we're there to in like IRL, to have fun, also the camaraderie, but we will get work done
Yeah.
in a fun way. It's like business done right. So, you know, create content, actually have like a mini private thing amongst us. And it's so nurturing because we can go then out back to our little communities and grow something else there, nurture other entrepreneurs there, you know, individuals who are really trying to grow their businesses and grow personally. So I just think that's the beauty of it. It's like taking a concept and then actually making it happen, and then having the positivity out of it. Anyways, I'm
I
getting
know.
all
That's why I love it. I'm like, that's all I'm about. That's why I love this group, because we do elevate each other and we inspire each other, right? Elevate and inspire. I'm so lots of like, I'm a poet and didn't know it. That's what it is I'm feeling right now, guys. Love you guys for being here so much. I cannot believe it. Mike didn't even show up on his own show and he's showing up for my show. Woo woo, right? I love it. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much. I appreciate you. Have a nice Friday, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to Level Up Academy Podcast City. This is your host, Dr. Leland. I wanted to tell you I appreciate you. Please subscribe. Listen to us every single day. I have a masterclass coming out on August 1st. It is for everyone who wants to learn how to do podcasting. Class is going to be created for a very technical, but for non-technical users. And if you dream of having your own podcast, here I am to support you. See you soon. Thank you again, and please subscribe. Have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, level me up at Lua, L-U-A, at Level Up by B-Y, Doc Leland, DocLeyland.com. Have a fantastic and fabulous day.